you so much. Please try to get on to us. And if anybody knows anything about her, please help us find her. She's just so precious, you just don't even know.
That poor woman. A mother's heart-wrenching plea for her daughter's safe return after a shocking, horrifying, really incomprehensible abduction. Fear now swirling through a small town in Tennessee since Wednesday's disappearance of Holly Bobo, the cousin of country music singer Whitney Duncan. And here is Whitney's Warner Music Group hit video, Right Road Now, from YouTube.com. Country star Whitney made an emotional plea for Holly's safe return this morning on Good Morning America. We're going to hear that plea in a moment. Holly's 25-year-old brother is believed to be the very last person to see her alive. He says he watched from inside their home while a man in camouflage approached his sister as she was leaving for class and led her to the nearby woods. He says he didn't think anything of it until he went outside and saw blood splattered on the driveway. That's when he called 911. Now her family's desperately searching for answers.
It might have been somebody close, somebody that kind of knew our routine, or when I left, when she left, and when my daughter left to go to school, is what I've got in my mind, but I don't know that for sure.
Nearly 1,100 people from this very close-knit community are combing the woods for evidence. And for Holly, now investigators announced they've got nearly 250 tips, and they've uncovered new clues in the 20-year-old nursing student's disappearance. Look at this beautiful young woman. Straight out to Levi Page, host of the Levi Page Show on Blog Talk Radio. Levi, what is the very latest? What evidence do cops have at this point?
Well, we know, Jane, that there was a lunch purse of this missing Holly Bobo found 8 miles from her home. Now, police can learn 2 things from this. They can either learn the direction the abductor was going with Holly Bobo, or they could learn maybe that someone put that lunch purse there to throw them off the track of her abductor. We also know that the TBI recently held a press conference in this case yesterday, and they wanted the public to be on the lookout for people around them. They wanted the public to look at their neighbors, people that are around them, and see if there's any change in their moods, behavior, if they're under any stress. They want them to look at people around them in their vehicles and all-terrain vehicles to see if they've changed the tires, cleaned the inside the vehicle, or even put the vehicle up for sale or reported it stolen, because we know that there was blood found at the home, outside the home. And if she was bleeding, that means that maybe blood could have...
Have they done the test yet to determine if it's Holly's blood?
We don't know. It's at the TBI headquarters in Memphis, and they are testing that blood now. We don't know the results.
All right, Holly's cousin, country music star Whitney Duncan, fought back tears as she spoke to ABC's Good Morning America. Listen to this.
The family right now is trying to be strong. You know, it doesn't seem real. You know, that's the last phone call you ever expect to get, you know. And it's a close family, so we're just trying to hold it together.
Casey Jordan, criminologist from In Session. How could Holly's kidnapping essentially be connected? Could it be connected to her cousin's fame in some way, shape, or form?
Again, that's something the police considered initially. Was it a fan who perhaps kind of sublimated Holly instead of her cousin? But I think they've dismissed that and think it's completely unrelated. There's a bunch of different scenarios, most of which are unlikely. Could be faked, could be a completely random thing, but given what we know about these sorts of abductions, most likely scenario is it somebody that she knows but doesn't really know, a secret or obsessive admirer, somebody who's been watching her from afar, really wants to get to know her, maybe feels shunned by her in their own mind. That is the most likely scene that we see in these sorts of cases about 80% of the time.
Wow, well, here's my big issue. Community kidnapper. Despite the home being in a fairly remote area, investigators say this is a very tight-knit community and people are familiar with each other's routines. So, could Holly's abductor be lurking right in the group that's right there in that community?
We feel like that the person that's responsible for Holly Bobo's disappearance lives in this area just because of the terrain and where she was abducted from. You would have to know where you were going, the entrances, the exits, in order to do this. So we feel like the person is right here in the community.
Well, you just heard it right there in the community. Cops say they've not ruled anybody out in this case. Now, Steve Moore, your former FBI agent, when somebody disappears, the last person to see them alive is always the first person cops try to eliminate as a suspect. In this case, the last person to see her was Holly's brother. So what are your thoughts vis-a-vis the brother?
I have some concerns about his actions that need to be explained. I'm not saying that he had anything to do with this, but if you see your sister talking to somebody who you don't know in a very remote driveway, the average brother would come down and find out who that is. There's some things that just don't ring true. I don't have all the facts, but the first thing I would do if I was working this is get a team on the brother, a team on the boyfriend, and a team on the forensics. I'd want everybody's car run. I'd want everybody's car run through it. There's so much that needs to be done right at the beginning. Evidence is like an ice cream cone. If you don't do something with it right away, you're going to lose it.
Lakeisha, Indiana, your question or thought, ma'am?
Hi, Jane. It's nice to talk to you again.
Pleasure to speak with
First
you.
of all, I want to say to Holly's mother and father, my prayers go out to you. The Robinson family and the Patton family prayers go out. I know it's hard on her family, but I was wanting to know if the cops had talked to her classmates and her friends and the people that she hang out with, question them people, find out if she had anybody that wanted to harm her or hurt her or had some type of grudge against her.
Those are very good questions. Look at this beautiful young lady. I mean, she really is stunning, and so obviously is her famous cousin. But from what I've read about this young woman here, she is not a girl who's likely to hang out with a dangerous crowd or the bad kids, as it were. She is described as a homebody, shy, and she's called, quote, a good Christian girl, end quote, quiet, and studying to be a nurse. Levi Page, I don't even know if she had a boyfriend. What do you know?
Well, we do know that her brother Clint, 25 years old, who said that she was being led away, he thought that she was being led away with her boyfriend. So we know that she does have a boyfriend. We also do know, I don't know if the police have talked to any of her classmates or people that she went to school with at UT Martin, but we do know that they have been speaking to the media, and they have all said that this is a very nice girl who liked to sing. She participated in talent contests. She loved animals, had all sorts of pet. And another thing that I want to point out that's interesting is in the beginning, we were hearing media reports that the brother said she was led away. We know that the investigators have publicly stated that there were no drag marks around Holly Bobo's home. So did the brother say she was dragged, or was that a misrepresentation by the media? I think that's interesting to find out.
Well, yeah, but let's not jump on this brother's case just yet. Although, certainly, Casey Jordan, if he just wanted to clear the air, and again, they haven't ruled anybody out because they're just getting started on this investigation, he could certainly offer to take a polygraph just to set the record straight, could he not?
Absolutely, and I'm sure the reason he's not making statements is because the police have told him not to. But the truth is, Jane, I've studied cases where it looks like a girl has been taken, kidnapped, killed through a random home invasion, when in fact it turned out to be retaliation for something, usually drug-related, due to another member of the family, a brother, a boyfriend, something like that. I don't want to rule out that possibility. It would be rare, but it's certainly a possibility the police are going to consider.
Yeah, but once again, I do not believe that this missing young lady is involved herself in anything untoward. I've never read a more clean-cut bio, and we hope and pray that she is found okay. Let's do everything we can to keep this story alive, and let's hope a good tip, a good solid lead comes in soon. Thank you, fantastic panel. Coming up next.